everybody, Brandon Jones here, editor-in-chief of GameTrailers.com. I'm joined by Mr. Kyle Osman.
I love trailers!
And Elyse Willems.
I love trailers too!
And so we couldn't get Daniel Bloodworth today. He is unfortunately out, and so Elyse was kind enough to step in. So I figured, now that Daniel's out, we can finally talk about racing games, you know? Phew! That guy just really puts a kibosh on anything involving four wheels and a steering wheel.
Flat tire.
We did get a game announcement, which I know you love, Kyle. It's too bad. It's too tough to turn away from talking about Dirt Rally, which went into early access, and we got a cool trailer. So at least you're down. You like racing games, right?
Yeah, I do like a good racing game. We were actually talking about Blur on mandatory update nights.
Boom. Let's talk about it. I mean, this trailer's pretty cool. It's not amazing. I mean, it's just a cut of some gameplay. But the fact that it is just gameplay is cool. Like the title reveal, I like that it's in-game.
Love the title reveal.
I think they really do a good job picking different shots that are showing off different things in the game. We see a lot of different maps. We see some different environmental effects. Obviously, different times of day, different weather. Want to start out by talking about sound, actually. So they don't do any fades in between the clips that they show. Like if it cuts to like right by a car and you get that engine noise, not only does that engine noise come in very sharply whenever they cut, but it also goes out very sharply. So it is a little weird sometimes when you'll hear something really loud and then all of a sudden it'll completely cut out. But it seems to be intentional. It seems like they want to pick a lot of tight snippets of the game and go through and just kind of bounce you around to different locations and show you what the game's all about. And then at the end they show you that it's early access. Do you think they should have shown us at the beginning that it was early access, Kyle Bossman?
Oh, whoa. I was not prepared for that question. That's a whole philosophical thing, man.
Get too deep?
No, they shouldn't start this by saying early access, I actually think.
I think that's a nice surprise at the end of the trailer, is revealing that you can actually check this out right now.
You're right. Yeah, that is maybe the context of the trailer is worth bringing up. Trailer and release same day. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I would give it credit for having lots of gameplay instead of you just being like, oh yeah, this was the Dirt game everybody knew we were getting. Like, we could have theorized that we were getting another Dirt game, but, you know, that it was going to be this specifically, or that it was going to be early access. Early access also just kind of put up there in the corner, you know? They don't really shove it in your face. There's no, what trailer did we watch the other day that had the VO at the end? It was like, thank you.
It was Just Cause 3.
Yeah, Just Cause, right.
Yeah.
You don't get like Dirt Rally, early access now on Steam.
Yeah.
So the title reveal is really cool, but how do you guys feel about the Twitter and Facebook being on the car window there?
You know what? I honestly, at least, I think that's like some sort of realism. I feel like race cars are just plastered with advertising. And so it doesn't bug me too much. It actually seems natural. And I think, honestly, that's worth bringing up. The way that the title of this game is revealed is on the side of a car. In-game, which is pretty interesting. You know, you can't replicate that with many other games.
So I dig it. I don't think it's particularly special, but I like it. And so I wonder, like, does the game like this, early access announcement, like, should you do something to make this more exciting than it just being a racing game? Should this trailer get credit for just being very direct and very deliberate? They're just like, hey, we're working on this game, you're looking at it right now, it's exciting, here's a couple snippets of it, go play it. Or could they have got into the nines, you know, like really just, you know, just blown everybody out of the water by doing something cool, I don't know, getting some model, like driving some convertible or something, I don't know, like something that would just,
I would not give that a 9,
or some crazy CG thing. I mean, it's just a very honest, simple trailer, but it's still exciting.
I don't think they're going to impress us by like telling us all the modes that we can play in and the different cars that we can use. I think they're just showing us these like wide open landscapes. All those overhead shots are there for a reason, to show like what an open, expansive game this kind of looks like. They know what the game is, and I think that they at least recognize that, and we know what we're getting from this game. So they kind of respect us in a sense.
I like to be respected. Does a game look good enough just to show gameplay?
This game does. Heck yeah.
Be surprised it's early access for a game. Maybe that's also the point too, that they show you it and then it's like,
I'm surprised.
You wouldn't think.
It's an established franchise like Dirt is going early access. I think it kind of lends credibility to early access, to be honest. I think it goes the other way. I think it helps this whole initiative out.
So it doesn't seem suspicious to you that maybe this project wasn't going to be early access and then they're pulling that at the last minute?
It definitely doesn't feel like they're resting on the laurels of the franchise. Like, they're kind of just presenting the game to you for what it is.
Very true, yeah.
still just a little cut there. You know, they just kind of got some footage and did a little cut.
Brandon makes it sound so easy.
I know.
But that is what it is. And so it's tough, you know, it's tough for me to remove. I mean, there is that part that really wants to be all nice and warm and bump up to an 8, but I think it's 7.7 for a minute. Because it's good job. Yeah, 7.7. 7.5 is usually kind of like my fairly average score, even down to 7, but this one, I like the drum beats. I like, you know, building the anticipation. I like the speed at which the cuts are shown. I like the angles at which the cars drive by. But it's still, I can't give this more than an 8.
I'll be the warm, nice guy this week. Yeah, I'll give this a 9. This to me is a super good trailer because, like you said, it's kind of scaled back. That's definitely intentional. You know, I mean, drums are really easy to make cuts to. As Brandon says it's just an easy little cut. You know, like it's easy to make your cuts look good on a drum beat, but they do, you know, and I mean, I do like that. It's not music, it is or melodic music anyway. It's drums. It's just intense drum beat and engine noises. I think it shows what's unique about rally racing, and I think that's really important in your sell, is show us what's cool about this game in particular. They touch on it a few times on like the cockpit where the guy with the notebook, but also you just see really intense drifting on tight tracks. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I love the guy with the notebook in the front seat. I don't know why, I just think that's such a charm to it, and like, especially when racing games try to be like so like hyper overdrive, like, oh, there's all this testosterone and we're doing all these awesome tracks, and there's just a guy with a notebook sitting next to you. I would give this a 7, just because I do like that it's more a cinematic trailer than trying to like feed us like different cars and feed us different modes and feed us all the extra things we're going to get in this game. They just gave us a purely cinematic, this is what the experience is going to feel like.
Like, we're not there anymore. We're not at a point where you just lie in your trailers, you mean?
We're kind of past that, like, with racing games where they're trying to make them look so extreme. Like, nobody really wants that anymore in a racing game. They want just a really visually impressive experience, and that feels and handles really realistically. And I think that's what this looks like.
And this has got to be outside of the trailer, but like, I think racing games seem like a genre that would scale really well with early access. You know, they're like, we only have these tracks done. Go play these for a while while we work on these other tracks. You know, it's not like maybe a linear story-based game where it's just like your experience is completely interrupted by this clear absence of content.
That's a fair point.
You know, it's just kind of like, here it is. You're looking at the extent of where the game's at now. These are the tracks that are available in early access. Go check it out if you're interested. 7.9 aggregate score from GameTrailers.com. Thanks to Elyse Willems. What if Lifeblood comes back in? He's like, what? This is at 9.6.
I do wonder if Blood would have outscored me on this. I really think it's a good trailer.
Well, there you go. There's a tease for the next episode of Trailer Score. Tune in to find out what Daniel Bloodworth would have scored. The premiere of Dirt Rally Early Access. Thank you so much, Elyse, for stepping in to talk about racing games. Thank you, as always, Kyle.
Thanks.
See you next episode.